Thanksgiving should be every day. So should Christmas. Even though it's all man-made, made-up holidays and cover-ups for, you know, Thanksgiving, covering up the fact that I believe the pilgrims were, like, slaughtered by the elite. Is that what it is? The peaceful Indians, the tribes, the Indian tribes, they were here, okay, first. Christopher freaking Columbus? I don't think so. I don't even think he stepped foot on America. I don't even think he's real, come to think of it. This thing's wearing out. It's 5 and below. When you squeeze the thing too many times, it just wears out. So Christmas ain't even the birth of Christ. Thanksgiving is a celebration of the slaughtering apocalypse of the power switch. So this is going to be the last Thanksgiving. And because the next apocalypse it's going to be the changing of the power. It's going to be devastating. Worldwide, complete annihilation of the elite's tricks. And I think it just has something to do, like, I try to look at things literally, how God will literally use and do it with science, how he has our stars and the moon and the sun spinning around the earth, you know, as the earth is stationary. Because everything about it being on a tilt, 66-degree tilt, I guess, 66,600 miles an hour spinning. It just all sounds a little far-fetched for me to believe. But there's not too much that I do believe. I don't think I'm the only one. But it's Thanksgiving, so you know, I'm having my family over. Everybody that I just invite people. Whoever gets here gets here. Whoever doesn't, you know. But just kind of getting prepared for you know, what it's going to be like to spend time with your family when the lights are out. You know, kind of the same way that the pilgrims did back in the day when there was no electricity. The main thing is, if you don't have your electricity and you're so used to it, and you don't have flowing water, and you have nothing to eat, well, you're not prepared for it, right? This is why all this is happening. This is why it's God's purpose for Satan to deceive everybody and bring everybody to the point of such dependence on electricity and the convenience of stores like Wawa and 7-Eleven. And if you're in Florida, I guess Circle K's and the Publix. And Cumberland Farms, I guess they probably still have down there. But everything's so convenient that as soon as it gets cut, you know, how much water do people really have in their refrigerator? What do you got, like a gallon? How much food do you really have for however much period of time you have to wait? How much silver and gold do you have, guys, huh? Did you heap that up yet? I just look at it all as a temporary, just be stocked up temporarily, you know, for everybody, for the people in your neighborhood, because people are gonna, here's exactly what's gonna happen. I know that the elite think, okay, well, we're getting everybody riled up, we're getting the whites against the blacks on TV because we're hiring them to do so. And then at the end, you know, they're all best buddies, and they go out and they have lunch together, and, you know, it's not really, it's like there really isn't that racism that's out there. It's just portrayed that way. And so what's really going to happen is this. Just like 9/11, as soon as 9/11 happened, everybody pulled together, right? This time around, it's going to be more devastating than 9/11 because it's going to be all of America. And yeah, I know. I have been saying this for years. People have been saying this for years. Just come on, it's fear porn. Robin's just trying to instill the fear of God into your heart. Well, that's exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to instill fake fear or pretend I'm somebody that I'm not. Use the name Jesus Christ when I'm really a lying fraud. I'm not an actor, okay? Even though this is like technically acting, but it's not, because there's no script to read. Nobody tells me what to do. I just push record and say it until I can't say it, until I can't says it anymore. So I see when this all jumps off, well, number one, every one of my neighbors, they're going to at least have an inkling of a remembrance of the letters that I sent them twice within the past 2 years. And especially the last one that pretty much gives it in flat out detail that America's first, draining the swamp, gonna get bombed from Russia, North Korea, and China, and then but it's gonna be fake war. It's gonna be TV bombs. Don't flee from the fear of the noise. Go to your private chambers as if it were for a little moment, and all of our faith is going to be tested. Every single one of us, including mine. It's going to be tested. But the best part about it is when your timing lines up with the script that they're going to play out, and you claim to get it from the Bible, well, how can the rest not, how can I not gain more faith and look forward to Christ, just God's hand just stomping it, coming down and stomping it? I can't imagine what the details are because they haven't happened. It's never existed before. It's something that's going to be brand new. And then that's why it comes down to faith. You either have faith or you don't. So what's getting ready to happen? It's all subtle. Everything is subtle. There's subliminal messages in people's videos. That's why they delete them all, because they didn't want the rest of them to be decoded. And yeah, I've deleted a lot of videos too, but I've also deleted titles that might have had something to do with it. And then, just to clear up, I don't want to have too many videos out there, in case you want to go back to the ones from the beginning. But I haven't deleted any videos in a while. I don't think I'm going to anymore. There's no point right now, because I think all the titles are just, they're good to go. But you know, I've been saying a lot of things for the past 10 years, ever since 2008, ever since the stock market collapsed back then. But this time it's going to be way different. It's just going to be way different. And you know, the one that is of the 7th and of the 8th, the one that goes into perdition, he is of the 7th and of the 8th. 8, 7, and 8. Year 7 and year 8. Year 7 is right now. Year 8 is coming up in well, 40 days. 40 days. January 1st. It's 40 days, right? From today. 40, 39, something like that. So there's a person out there that thinks they're going to rule. I think most of us know who that person is. Yeah, I don't want to say any names, okay? I'm tired of making people famous on my channel here. I'm tired of making plugs famous on my channel. But the fame is to be put to shame. So when you come on my channel, and when I bring you over and I lift you up and say, hey, look, everybody, see for yourself, okay? I give everybody a chance straight from the gate. Even if I got a bad feeling about you, I'll give you a chance, and then I will allow you to shame yourself. And then everybody can see it. That's all. And I don't feel bad one bit for anything that I've ever done when I've lifted up channels who wind up being truly satanic clowns, like the latest one. I've seen, it's like I get, you know, when you have gangsters, right? And you see, well, you know, they're saying the name Jesus, okay? All right, well, I'll give them that. That's good. It's a good start. But then after, you know, 1,000 years, it's like after 1,000 years, in that one day, after that one day, because that one day was as 1,000 years, and that 1,000 years as one day, heaping coals of fire on people's head. It took one day to discern, to meet in person. That's all it took, was one day. So I don't feel bad. I don't feel played. I don't feel stupid. I don't feel any of it. I feel great. I feel great because I'm out there doing God's work and loving my enemies, loving my satanic Illuminati wannabe enemies. I don't love the demons inside of them. I don't love the sin, but I love my enemies. That's why God is telling us to love our enemies. Oh. And so that's what I do. That's what my channel has been about. Even though I've known that there's trolls and agents that come on my channel, that cling to me with flatteries, and then some of them I thought they were and they weren't, and some of them I thought they weren't and they were, and some that I still know that they are, and but it's all about respect. If you show disrespect, then you're gone. If you at least, you know, some people have strong opinions, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. But it gets to a point where if you're a disrespectful person, you're spitting off vile stuff about people and or to my subs in the comment section, then you're just, well, you're gonna have to make up another account eventually. I mean, I don't know, I guess you can make up many accounts as you want, especially if you're an agent, but I just get you to do more work. But even the agents, man, I mean, I've welcomed them on my channel, and I know nobody's truly going to admit that they work for YouTube. That you're just not going to. It's not, because it's a secrecy. It's like the Masons. You have to take an oath to secrecy, so you have to keep it a secret, right? Here on this channel, you know, this reality of what this is here, whether I'm still sleeping halfway in between a dream and I'm waiting to wake up for good, which in all likelihood that's because I try to look at how God does things scientifically and literally. I literally think that what we're gonna go through is to the very end, and then he just wakes us all up. He just wakes us all up after everybody turns to him. Everybody alive, as we just wake up. Again, I hope that's the case, but I can't promise for the elite, and I can't promise for the people, because you know what? There is a passage in the Bible that says that they're brute beasts made to be destroyed. And the beast talking about men in these days. Brute beast. So maybe some of yous, maybe the ones that just won't stop, maybe you guys will be absolutely annihilated and crushed in the worst kind of way by God in the end, because you guys are brute beasts made to be destroyed in these days. It's like he made you to be destroyed in these days. But I also have hope for everybody, that everybody's going to live through it. So, but again, I don't know. I'm not God. I can't quite tell you one way or another. I can only tell you that I know I'm not going to be destroyed. For sure. I'm not going to be touched. For sure. And everybody else who's with God in these days right now, and they're not denying his name, will be protected. It's just the way God works throughout the entire history of the world. Throughout all the times that this has happened in the Bible. Yeah, the apostles, they all got killed. Christ got killed. All that already happened. It's not happening the second time around. It's not happening. Second time around it's the exact opposite. Everything's opposite. Up is down, down is up, left is right, right is left, wrong, south is north, north is south. North is actually down, south is actually up. Is the earth on a tilt? Sure. I believe it is on a tilt. I believe it's on a tilt aiming upwards, upwards south. Energy flowing down north. We don't spin around the frickin' sun. There is no outer space. The sun and the moon and the stars, they're covered up right now. They're out there. They're real. They're real. They're spinning around our Earth as it's stationary, of course. Yeah. That makes the most sense to me. Spinning the 6,000 miles an hour and water underneath of us and, you know, just sticking up there somehow like super glue. Lefty made a good point. You know, you have a cup of coffee, right? And a cup of whatever. It's never curved. It just, I mean, I know it's a short, but still, bathtub. The bathtub can be crooked like this, but the water's flat. It's never curved. And the brim of your drink is Antarctica. That's what it is. I don't have a point today, like usual. Sometimes I just don't have a point. But Thanksgiving, today, people, when you just celebrate, enjoy, feast, because that's basically what we have. The best thing to do in life is to enjoy and drink and eat and be merry and love one another and show each other respect. Not just one day a month or one day a year or a couple days a year. This is how it's going to be. If you have a family gathering, get together like I am today, you just imagine life, okay, that way, where everybody's getting along with each other, and there's no influence of Satan ever again. We're not going to have electricity anymore, okay? There's no need for electricity. And when people think of that, it's like, oh my God, how are we going to get around? What are we going to do? Well, I just have a feeling God's he's just going to, you know, it's a clean broom sweep, like he said in Isaiah. A clean broom sweep. All things are new. He created this earth and everything in it in 6 literal days. Okay, 6 literal days. He has one more day that he's going to rise up on a Sabbath and do it again. This time, everything wiped out completely new. So I believe we're all going to wake up. That's how it's going to happen. We're just all going to wake up. No other magic fairy tale way of, you know, abracadabra. But I didn't realize how many people don't even believe in God. I mean, they don't believe that you live after you die. That this is it. So they're literally trying to upload their brains into computers. Or unless that's just a frickin' joke. Because, I mean, I don't believe it. I almost, it's like, at first I think, well, no, they're lying. They know you can't upload your brain to a computer. And then it's like, wait a minute, do they truly believe that? I mean, I don't know. You want to live for an eternity, people? We'll just turn to God. It's just as simple as that, all right? Have faith in Him that He's going to take care of you. So when Eldest jumps off this year, you know, every day I'm looking, just come on, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get it on already. Let's go. I know your plan. I know your scam. I know your script. It's in the scriptures. It's in the Bible. It's been written. I know man wrote the Bible. And I know that men who were inspired by God also wrote the Bible. So it's the same thing as today. This electronic Bible is it's taking down all of my words. There's a transcript of all of my words. You can just do it when you do the live stream. You just click on that button that it'll say all the words that came out of your mouth. Now, yeah, some of them it isn't what you said because AI can't catch on. You know, some words are a little iffy, but this is literally I'm inspired by God, and my words are true. Now, I might not have it right at certain times, and that's the only difference. But these are my words. I feel like I'm getting it from my Creator, and I'm saying them. So I'm inspired by God. So this is basically the end days electronic Bible, the finishing part of it, because the Bible already has. It already has the stories that's happening now. But, you know, if the elite are the ones that wrote the story, and this is why they're playing it out like that, okay, well, that's fine too. But I still believe that God wrote this Bible because He created every single thing in the entire world. I don't know, it's like to think that He's not capable of having a book on earth. It's hard to believe that He's not capable of having a book on earth and knowing that He's going to preserve it just because He knows man's thoughts in their heart, and He knows because He created it. You know, how can you not know? If you create something, how can you not know it inside and out? So the Bible just gives us information. I guess you know, when it comes to believing the Bible is true or not, how much of a salvation issue is it? I don't think it is. It's just the issue is, can you predict what the elite's going to do? Yes, you can. Through the Bible. Are the elite playing the Bible out? Absolutely. However, they're leaving some of the things out when you understand it spiritually. And that's just, it's either you understand it spiritually or you don't understand it spiritually. So if you don't understand it, you're not going to believe it. When you do understand it, you believe it wholeheartedly. Because you can see where they are, where they're missing the boat, you know? The ark is here. Come on in. Come on in, beast. I'll take 7 of you clean beasts, male and female, and then 2 unclean beasts, male and female. And then all the fowls of the air, and then every creeping thing on the earth. Every creeping thing. Not just insects, but everything that's creeping around. What? Don't lions, like, kind of hunt too? Don't tigers creep around? Everything that's creeping, getting ready to pounce on their prey? I'm telling you, people, it wasn't just 8 people getting on that ark. It just wasn't. Everybody looks at beast as if it's an animal. You gotta remember, Christ is a beast too. Christ is a lamb. He's the kindest beast, and He's also the most vicious beast, which is a lion. But He was a human being, but He's also eternal God. I mean, it's like He's everything. I guess that's why SJD thinks He's everything. But that's super fraudulent. Super fraudulent, expialidocious, alright? I've seen the patterns just building up, building up, building up. And I can see how, yeah, I remember this feeling. I remember that Dave Ficatoro feeling for sure. Yep, I knew it. I knew it in my heart. Every fiber of my being was telling me that this guy is setting me up and he is trying to laugh in my face. And I knew that in the end, God was going to let the truth be seen. That's all I ever asked. Just let the truth be seen, God. So, once again, this last final time, the third time, the year and a half of my trial and tribulation of going through something, it's going to come to a close. And everything that I've understood at this time, it's going to come to pass. And nobody's supposed to believe it. You can't believe it. I don't want anybody to believe me. I just don't. Because the feeling of it afterwards, yeah, maybe I'm a little selfish. I want you to believe it when it happens, okay? I don't want you to believe me when I say that anything's going to happen. Don't believe me, okay? Or do. I mean, I'm using reverse psychiatry, aren't I? But I don't want people to believe me but I want you to hear it, for sure. I want all these people to hear it, plus mainly the elite. They need to hear it. You guys need to hear it. And you've heard it. And you know I'm tormenting you. You know that you can't stand the fact that I'm still here every day talking as a daily sacrifice. Giving my life over as a sacrifice on a daily basis to spread the truth and also a few theories that I have. You know, I'm not sure of certain things, but I'm pretty sure of most things. And I just think there's going to be a big surprise, man. To the 7 billion, I know not 7 billion people are watching, but hey, I love you guys. See you on the other end. However that phase is, I'll see you on the other end. And to the elite, well, I have a feeling that God is, whether he stomps you to pieces or not, your soul is going to change beforehand, because he's going to show you that he truly does exist. And whatever you tried to do with the electricity, cutting it off on us, whatever you try to do with all this deception and the earthquakes and tornadoes and hurricanes and everything, God's going to show you that he's real, okay? Like I believe he did back on May 22nd, 2011, with the real Joplin tornado that wasn't on the radar. And you guys just couldn't understand what it was. But then you remember, wait a minute, weren't we mocking Harold Camping beforehand? We were, weren't we? Was that? I don't know, guys. Maybe it was just a fluke. Yeah. That's what it is. It's a fluke, guys. Please. Just like with Robin here. He's a CIA agent. Come on. I know he is. Trust me. He is. Just it's simmer down, guys, all right? Calm down. There's not gonna be a no harpazo. There's no harpazo, no rapture. All right? I'm gonna rule. I'm your king. All right? I am the suffering servant, King David, my lord. I mean, I am my lord. What am I talking about? I'm talking to myself. I am's who I says I am. Look, I'll be kind to you, Steve. Like I said, I will be. I know you won't be kind to me if you ruled. You'd probably torture me to death. I'm pretty sure that's where that's going to go. But see, nothing phases me. Nothing. Not a damn thing fears me. Okay, nothing. Because there's no point. I see fear. I look at it. If it comes to me for a second, it's like, get out of here, fear. Roll out. I'm going all the way to the end. I can't wait for the show to happen, guys, okay? It's a show I've been looking forward to for a couple years now. Now I finally figured it out and understand where it's coming from, how they're going to do it. I'm ready for it. You ain't going to take me by surprise. But a lot of people's faith is going to be tested. Big time. Big time. even the ones that have heard what I'm saying right now, your faith is still going to be tested. But you're also going to remember this. Wait a minute. If this happens the way he said it was, and I know there's so many people have said things that are going to happen, and nothing's happened. I've said a few things that happened, didn't happen. But it's there purposely to wear you out so you get tired of hearing it. You get tired of it. I'm tired of waiting. But I see the patterns here, and I see, yes, everything is revolved around Harold Camping's dates. It just is. And is it a coincidence that this year, at the end of this year, you know, Christmas lights, you know, you put up Christmas lights, and it's lights out, blink, 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 blink. Is that 3 days of darkness? Is it 3 times the power goes out? I think it's number 3. It definitely has to do with 3. When that little AI character with the rifle, with the bow taken off, Christmas representing Christmas. Lights out. 3.5 days. Come the 28th, man. December 28th. I'm just looking forward to it all. Come December 28th. 7 years, 7 months, and 7 days since May 21st, 2011. 70 months, 70 weeks, and 7 days since October 21st, 2011. And 70 years, 7 months, and 17 days, the new year, since the nation Israel became a nation again. There's some amazing numbers that line up. Amazing numbers. That's 3 confirmations for me. There's a few others, but they're the main ones, you know. 3.5 days of darkness, 3.5 days, their dead bodies be lying in the streets. And after 3.5 days. So I believe it. I believe that it's because I looked at it before as it's 3.5 days. Because after 3.5 days of their dead bodies laying in the street, then, you know, breath of life enters. But then you see it's like, well, here comes the 28th. If the power goes off on the 25th, Christmas, and that's it. And then 3.5 days after that, they start partying it up because, hey, nothing happened 3.5 days, no breath of life entered back into anybody. So they're partying up for another 3.5 days. I don't know.